Hungry experts are really good. Are you hungry alone? He took his wife to the wilderness to experience the miserable life, but this time the meal was plentiful, which is the emperor crab cooking crab, smoked pork ribs with soy sauce. It's also built a primeval forest bathing system, even into the Iron Age, to forge a BA nail with just 2 big knives that has opened up a resort in the wilderness. Murak Island in Indonesia. It's a remote, uninhabited island where tropical storms are raging. It's both dangerous and beautiful. At home, the bald guy was immediately attracted to this island. They are everywhere all year round. No time for family. So, on the occasion of the holidays, I decided to take my wife on vacation. 2 people talk and do it now. Considering the reputation of the survival expert, this time I'm going to start from scratch. Carry-on equipment. It's just a video camera and 2 knives. Add a little knick-knack and a barrel of pure water. Because the little boy had never experienced hunger, be ready for you. To rent a yacht. All 3 went straight to the location. Before she could land, Laura felt the adrenaline surge. And the boy left. I don't know what I'm going to face. And the bald dad's body is as tight as a string. After an hour, 3 pairs of beaches on a beach, waving goodbye to the boat, without knowing that there will be hell ahead. Actual version. First, the old rule. There are 4 survival factors. Fire, water, food, and shelter. Even if it means going on vacation, I don't want my wife to suffer. So I'm going to gather all my stuff and find a camp, wearing a small backpack, across the sand, while the tide is rising, so it's fast. I was walking when I heard my father scream. Under the water hides a sea serpent. He hurried to hold her up. And the boy, naughty, pulled his father's hair. The journey of Spaceland traveled more than to be a mile. We finally found an empty space in the distance. Beach. It's full of natural materials that we can use. If you don't have a rope, cut a tree with a knife, peeled to make knitting material. When I was busy setting up camp, it was suddenly cloudy. A strong wind signaled the storm is coming. Made the boy embarrassed and cry. Emergency situation. I have to get some extra clothes to keep you warm. It's the backbone of the family. The father is still in the storm building shelter. In that moment, I'm so sorry for taking my family on an adventure. Wind gusts repeatedly, but I see you sleeping well in your heart. The feeling of guilt is slightly lessened. On the second day for a decent breakfast, father went to the beach to feed. Everyone knows that bananas break down quickly. He had to worry about the food before he ate it. He flipped rocks looking for fish, shrimp, while wiping. Ra led her son around the camp looking for more petals. There's food, then there's a fire. Back at camp, the father started drilling wood for fire. I rubbed it a few times and it hurt my hands. Because cutting down the tree was too blistering yesterday, I asked Laura for help. The couple agreed, and soon there was smoke. Transfer the ignition to the fiber bundle and blow the flame up. Both of them hugged each other emotionally. They roasted the hermit crabs they'd just picked up. 10 minutes after the smell of land nasal spray. Take out the shell and give the boy his first taste. So delicious that the whole shell is crunchy. But just relying on coconuts and crabs can't last long. They still need fresh water and more protein. The whole family held hands and kept looking for resources. Men by the coast and found a wet rock with fresh water flowing out. Laura lay down to drink directly. Extremely sweet. The father was careful not to drink immediately. If the water is not clean, if you're both sick, this challenge is over. Back to the camp. Laura's stomach was spinning upside down. Occasional nausea and vomiting. You just want to pack up and run away. Until you vomit, there's nothing better. Strong dad. I decided to go out and look for new resources. There is nothing to eat here right now. Carrying only a knife along the coast looking for. It took half a day to discover a large forest. It's a great material for building a house, make weapons and get water, which just took a few more steps. I found traces of wild boars once plowed. Let's see if this trip is worth eating. Continue along the island searching. I hear the water rustling. Glad to taste a cool, sweet sip. It's a source of fresh water. Dreaming of excitement is too convenient. Hand cooling forehead. Follow the stream to find a camp. Out of the forest raw to the wide sand. Not far away, there is a high mound. There's fresh water and there's food. It's like a wild 5 Kim store. There is no better place to camp. Time flies by. Laura watched me alone at camp for half a day. There's no news. Worried about her husband's safety. Meanwhile, the father was still crossing the jungle looking for a shortcut. Get back to your wife soon, but there's a cliff in front of Leo. If you go around, it takes a few hours. I see it is late afternoon. You bite your teeth. Plunge down the garment thanks to bald head should reduce weight. Not good at swimming though. Finally washed up on the shore by the current. This should only be done during the day. It is dangerous to risk your life sooner or later. He rushed to the camp. Lucky to have a healthy body intact. It makes Laura both happy and angry. Come to blame. She would rather have sex with her husband than be passive, waiting for day 3 to talk about moving. Listening to husband describe the new place fully equipped, Laura was also bored. This wilderness. We believe that the whole family will really start the process. The two decided to leave immediately. But I've never had a full meal before. I had to cross mountains and carry hundreds of pounds of stuff. On the way, the father constantly encouraged his wife to go and rest. We climbed the mountain all morning. The conditions here are much more comfortable. There's fresh water nearby. Finished weeding. The father quickly built a tent. Although tired, but still acceptable. A few days later, the son's bananas were running out. Eat crab every day, but the calories aren't enough to offset the burn. Thinking about going on a honeymoon. It's dragging the whole family hungry. It made the father miserable. I remember the last time I saw a boar. I know it's the best source of food. Then find a strong stick with a bamboo head tied to it. Made into a hunting spear. When he finished, he rushed straight to the boar forest. It's only half a day until we get there through the thorny trees. When I heard the sound, I identified the hunting target. I'm on high alert. Slowly approach and quickly launch. But couldn't touch a hair. Hand to hand, there's almost no chance. I immediately thought of how to set a trap. Take the leaves with thorns. Just leave the entrance and trap inside. We are busy until the night is over. Couldn't get back in time. I used the sky as a bed for the night. Just hope Laura and her son can safely make it through this evening. The next morning, check the traps. From a distance, I saw that there was movement inside. I came close to him and crashed right into Tim. And then a few more bangs to make sure it cools down. Adrenaline is on fire. You don't like killing. But in this place, it's unbearable. Then tied up the booty, hurriedly carried to the camp. Without saying much, cut the meat into pieces. Bring to the beach. Clean. Use sap and wood stakes as a smoking platform. If the ribs are not eaten, they are preserved. 4 legs buried in the slow charcoal grill. The rest is just waiting for the party. Open up the next day. The smell of thick sauce, out brittle, in soft pearly straight to the face. The meat has softened to separate the bones. The whole family gathered to enjoy the wild party. To make his sorrow also light, to eat abundantly. Water cradle full of you. I found myself in my hands again. It's time to improve the quality of life. The house promised to his wife must also be included in the plan. He went to the beach to pick up dry wood. Know that building a shelter isn't easy. It took 1,000 calories to get back to camp, and the sun turned. The strong wind, the raindrops came but still did not move. Determined to dig a deep hole, buried column. Use a knife to cut wood, according to the appropriate length. Even if I suffer a little, I don't know. Free to provide a good living environment for the family. Everything is worth it. The rain and wind team was busy all day and just finished the basic framework. To speed things up, he called Laura for help. The boy supplies the material. Thanks to his wife and children, the construction speed soared. After 3 days of finishing the entire house, enough space for the whole house. The important thing is not to worry about the storm. On a thick, thin mosquito island, boys shower twice a day. Going back to the forest is very inconvenient. You go cut bamboo to make a natural bath system. Splice detected. Should find a kind of layer wire. White plastic like glue. Natural. Take the bark as a rope to seal the joints between the tubes. They need more than 20 of these. Get ready for fresh water. He built a water pipe 100 meters long. It's worth a few tens to hundreds of millions. It's solved with bamboo, so the stream flows straight to the camp. At home also solved drinking and bathing. Everyone has to watch it. The rest of the time, I will explore the island. Accidentally discovered a small abandoned boat. This is very useful in the forest. There's an iron nail on it. It's a great material for making fishing spirits. You want to make wood first. Gathering a pile of wood, burn at the entrance for a few minutes. Burn about 7-8 parts and then shovel the covered sand to reduce oxygen. Lower the fire and dry the water in the wood to turn wood into coal. The next day, the sand turned to wood. Step 2 is to collect the coral rock into a furnace on the sand. To get enough oxygen in, insert a piece of corrugated iron at the bottom to make a wind gap. Ignition for coal. Put the iron nails on fire. He made the artificial tank tube for about 10 minutes. Put it on the anvil with a large knife. And then soak my water quickly to increase the hardness. Just like that, until the shape and hardness are satisfactory. Worked all day to finally build one. The long spear can be compared to bare nails. The next day, Laura took his new gear to the sea to fish. There is spirit in your hands. It's hard to get new soldiers. A few times a bad luck is injured. Take it back to camp and throw it on the barbecue. The hunger challenge. The whole family turned it into a vacation. With 2 big knives, they made the island uninhabited into a wild nerd ant. They even have time to plant flowers for fun. So 3 weeks went by and everything was in order. Shelter, food, fresh water and fire are plentiful. It's also harder to upgrade if you stay. Husband and wife table. It's time to take you back to the civilized world. The boy participated throughout the journey. No matter what happens later, then this experience will be an invaluable introductory lesson. At the same time, you act again, claiming the master's position. Hungry, we finally got on board. The guests successfully closed the challenge this time.